You've got ToyFair. What's going on, everybody? Let's go. And I see Lawrence laughing, giggling in the background. Let's just bring him right on.
Yeah, I think I've told Tony this before. I go, one of the funniest things about Baldy is how you just laugh at your own jokes. Like, it doesn't matter if it's funny or not. Like, you have this laugh, and it's like, he thinks it's funny. So yeah, I guess it must be.
I'm definitely not funny, but I do make myself laugh. I mean, the whole thing, the whole world, the whole hobby is funny, and we've got a lot of friends here that, you know, probably agree with us that this is a funny hobby to have. Here's one of our friends right here.
Hi, guys. What kind of new dolls do we have to look at today?
Well, right now, is
loud.
I don't know if it's maybe how you're sitting, but you look like a giant doll right now. Right? He looks like a big, like, teddy bear.
Kind of, because it looks more like his backdrop is superimposed behind him.
Yeah, it does. It does look like your backdrop's fake. It's not. It's all real stuff, right?
The backdrop's fake. Especially the Valor versus Venom stuff.
So, of course, we're waiting on ToyOptics, just like last time. This time, though, I think we'll have enough time where we don't have to just end the stream in his face when he comes on.
You know what?
So you're here.
You know what's funny is that my moderator asked. He said, "Why did you guys do that?" And I go, "Baldy just thought it was hilarious." And Matthew's like, "I did too." And if you know that Baldy and Spec don't. Or not Baldy, Matthew and Spec don't always get along. So I'm like,
well, I'm starting to think that they're the same person. They've never been seen in public together. They've never been on screen together. Pretty sure they're the same guy.
There's a lot of similarities, and I tell Matthew that a lot. I think Tony has also told Matthew that, and Spec also that. So there's a lot of similarities.
All right, that's good. So before we get into it, I guess let's say hi to a few people here. Now, Punk has told me that if you're watching on Punk's stream, if you're watching on the Island Viper stream, or if you're watching on my stream.
Wait a minute, Terry, how do you say the Island Viper?
The Island Viper!
I used to laugh every time I'd hear, like, when you started doing that, and I know why you started doing it, I laughed my ass off.
Well, that's the whole thing. I can't even attempt to do that, so I'm not even going to try, man.
Yeah, I'll have some of that guy showing up with a few of the things we're going to look at. So,
well, if you're on the other person's stream, you're not exactly going to see people's comments. So I'll try and keep up with the comments. Everybody knows I'm not good at it. But we got Jamaican Me Crazy here. I can't wait to see this. Yeah, it's probably going to be a shit show. We got a Toy Kind of Mood. Yo, Crusty Old Crow. I met at Joe Fest last year, and Lawrence, you're still pretty good friends, right?
I talked to Crusty a good amount.
Is the shilling swap meet? I brought a like button. Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and give us all a like? And you can get me on the replay. How's that sound? You can get Lawrence now. We got Menjoza.
No, it's Menjoza.
Menjoza.
Yeah, the J makes a sound.
It makes a ho sound?
Yes, Menjoza.
So, guys, remember, as much as we love these G.I. Joes, it's always hoes before Joes. Okay? Keep that in mind. Hoes before Joes. Okay? And you'll have a happy life. We got Aloha. We got a Toy Kind of Mood today. Totally forgot to dual stream. Have a great one tonight.
You didn't forget. You just don't.
We got Tristan. What's up? Turk Murphy's. Turk, I don't know if I've seen your name, but that looks like it's maybe coming up on Punk's stream.
It's not mine.
Right? All right.
Turk is a good guy.
All right, cool. But we got quite a few people here. We got Tony's Figs here. We got Johnny. I skipped right over Johnny. Kobo Cop. That's a cool name. Another one of yours, right, Punk?
No.
No? Is that yours? Terry's looking down at his phone. He's got his grinder up, so he might be looking at that. We got Checkpoint Alpha. We got a lot of people here. What's up, everybody? I will definitely try and pay attention. Dude, there's a lot of comments already. All right, let's go down here. We got, I guess that is branding. It is. It's all about the branding, right? So what did you guys think about ToyFair? We're going to spend time on it, but we're also going to spend time on just like whatever. Guys, there's no true format to this show because we're still trying to figure out exactly what we want to do. So we do have some slides, but at the same time, I was working today. Everybody was working. So,
well, if you want to know what I thought, you can go watch my Monday night show last night. Give me a replay. It's for I thought I'm going to be broke. The G.I. Joe stuff was really, I was very impressed, as I always have been. And some of the, well, at least the one Marvel figure that they showed off, the Archangel. But there was some nice stuff. I like the Plunderlings. I discussed that with you guys. I just think those are real fun figures. But overall, it was pretty good. I mean, I think we saw some nice stuff. I think Mask is kind of going to be hit or miss. I think more people say they want Mask than are willing to actually buy it. And we already saw the $100. Like, this is an expensive hobby, guys.
And we're probably gonna. I think we have way more Joe slides because we're mostly Joe centric kind of guys. But and tomorrow night on a Toy Kind of Mood, we'll probably go over some of the other properties a little bit more. But the mask stuff definitely, it threw me off for sure. The pricing, but I mean everything's gonna get a price hike, right, Terry?
Everything's probably going to get a price hike eventually, but when I hear people complain about pricing on this stuff, all that I can think about is you've never been into Diaclone.
Okay.
This is like a $60 set, and these things are like that tall.
Here, bring that back up. Yeah, now that's an import, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Japanese toy line.
And a lot of a lot of all these properties are imported already. They're made in other countries. So Lawrence, do you collect anything like that?
I do not.
So some of the Diaclone stuff actually, specifically, it's the Warrooter sets. It's like a little pod. They fit in the eye sockets of the Robo Skull.
Oh,
okay.
I do have that.
The Robo Skull is cool as shit, man. I was just talking to the Skeletron guys on Sunday.
So I think one of the things with Mask is that you're seeing that a lot of the people that are Mask fans are also G.I. Joe fans.
Right.
And if you spend a lot of time in the G.I. Joe Facebook groups, you'll realize these guys they're not toy fans. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but they don't understand that the only toy being made isn't G.I. Joe. So when I hear people complaining, they go, what's the use of having this Hasbro Pulse premium membership if I don't get this? Well, it's not just for G.I. Joe. When they look at prices, they're not understanding that, these prices are going along with what's being done today, whether you like it or not.
Right.
So to me, it would be like walking into a car dealership for Chevy and being blown away by the prices, not realizing that every other car companies, pricing out the same.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We unfortunately we're going to see a lot of price hikes, and it's from everything. Just go. I mean, the joke in the communities, right, is Just look at the eggs. When
Yeah.
people are trading eggs in the groups as a joke, like I know what I've got. It's the same fucking thing, man.
Toys are a luxury. Collecting is
Yes.
a luxury. It's not a necessary commodity for life. And
There is no protein in any of these toys.
Are you sure? Why are so many people jamming them up? You know what? Never mind. Never mind. Because the way some of these guys complain, and I know Terry wants to talk about this, but the way some of these guys complain, it's like they've got these figures up their ass.
it just depends on whether or not it's going to fit. And with some of them, I think it'll fit real easy.
Well, why do you think the 6-inch line is so popular?
Really hits the spot.
Yeah. Speaking of 6-inch dildos, we got ToyOptics in the house. What's going on, man?
Another bald guy with
realistic
facial
here.
hair.
What's up, guys?
What's going
How's it
on?
going?
How's it going?
I'm not sure if Lawrence said this live on when we first opened up, but he said, how come the one guy who's not working told us all that he was off today is late?
Because I said, like all the times, I have to go pick my kids up.
Yeah,
but
and I
you
just
said
don't
there's
accept
Uber.
that.
Let them find their own way.
There's Uber, there's Lyft. I think there's like kids Uber now. You know,
I'm not paying money for that shit.
I know because you don't fucking work.
That's what exactly.
I want to not work.
You guys keep seeing all the articles on how fucking dead the film industry is in Los Angeles. They aren't lies.
I don't pay attention.
Oh,
If it's not being printed off my copy machine, I don't care.
well, it's a dead industry right now.
Yes, the rise of AI. We'll probably talk about that. But
Don't even get me started on that.
dude, I got one example. We're not going to look at all the retro cards because I'm not sure how long my mom's going to be at church bingo tonight. But we'll definitely touch on it because I got one specific that I want to point out. I'm not the first one to see it. I saw it shared multiple times. And just a real quick shit out before we go in
this.
Yeah.
Fucking Super 7.
Well, not just Super 7, even everybody's saying Ben Shapiro is Flint, right? I mean, what the hell happened
Super
there?
7 has the extra finger.
Yeah, I have that slide in there.
I was talking more of the AI where people no longer want to do stop motion. They're doing the AI and they have the classified guys, but like their arms turn into trees and shit. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Stop putting this shit up there. It looks awful.
Yeah, but if you go from that's a whole nother topic. But if you go from where it started like a year ago to what it's at now, it's light years ahead. So I can only imagine what next year is going to look like.
Stupid still. I'd rather see stop motion.
I'd rather stop motion is the true art. It's the true art form.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
like people that put time and effort into what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's something cool about it. And I'm not talking about AI movies that you actually watch. There's people acting and that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
all right, I've bitched enough. Keep going.
Well, I mean, there's
But
going to
have
be
you?
strong opinions about all that shit.
I've bitched enough for right this very second.
Okay.
Move on to the next thing for me to bitch on.
Who is up the bitch? Spec?
I got nothing to bitch about.
Nothing
Except
at
that there's
all.
no work. So then I got to have Larry up my ass.
I'm not that big.
His mustache is nice and bushy,
nothing
though.
but disgusting repaints and junk.
It is
I didn't know we were talking about Valiverse.
Nobody asked for any of this.
Dude, listen, I'm sorry, Terry, but I just saw this comment. Oh, the Flint cover girl cards that look like evil Cabbage Patch. I thought he said that you were an evil Cabbage Patch down in the corner when it caught my eye.
Oh my god.
You guys do not have to adjust your screens. There is a lot of bald on here tonight.
Hang on, let me see if I can help this out any. No.
And even tomorrow night on a toy kind of mood, it's bald the fuck up.
Hey, we got
Larry
special
Neck
for
has
Lori
joined the
Neck.
chat.
There we go. We got
Hey, me got my grenade.
well, we got it's not quite 6-inch, but we got 3.75-inch leather neck right here with Punk.
You're not that much taller. Oh wait,
really
you're
not.
aren't you like 6'2"?
That's a rumor.
I'm 6'5".
That you started.
That's a rumor that I'm 6'2". You guys just want to dive into these slides are all over the place. So, like I said to the chat, anybody who actually is here watching us, because I said that we would get tens and tens of viewers. We kind of just threw together some slides in a shared folder, and I thought I was going to have time to add even more to it today, and I had very limited time. So we're going to see Spec. I'm going to see how to add those couple that you sent me.
Quickly, before you go on, Action Figure Addict 112 just became a channel member. I cannot play the Welcome to the Creamery because this guy has the controls and it's not on there. So remind me on Monday to play that for you. I know it's always the opposite. I always tell people when they can't figure it out, I'm just kind of like, hold your hand up and then kind of move it where you need to. You'll figure it out.
Well,
I don't know what
if you put your camera on mirror mode, then you're fine.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys do that. So
nope. That's why.
How do you do that?
that's a whole nother episode.
I don't know how to do it, but
I'm still on dial-up. I should not be telling anybody, what to do. So let's just go off our first impressions, guys. We don't have a shit ton of slides. We do have slides, just not a shit ton. First impressions of ToyFair Spec. What did you think? Did you were you surprised with like all these drops, or not surprised?
There were probably more drops than I was expecting because I think it was Hasbro or somebody had buffered and said, hey, this is ToyFair. We don't do a whole lot of reveals here. It's more like exhibiting product that we've got. And so between some of the Joe stuff that was a surprise, or at least learning things about the product that we had guessed or didn't know, and then all the NECA drops, and finally getting confirmation from Mattel about McFarlane, seeing Mask so quickly, I wasn't expecting that. So yep. I was surprised.
What about you, Terry?
I wasn't really surprised by much of it at all. Actually, I don't think I was surprised by any of it because we'd already seen all of it because of the factory leaks and all that.
Yeah, I was more surprised with some of the other product. Punk, what about you?
Well, I thought G.I. Joe showed off a lot. The Mask, I really wish they would have shown off something like maybe 3 of the originals, and I talked about this last night, and then 1 new vehicle. But just to show out 4 that were the exact same. Yeah. I'm still unclear about the whole Mattel thing. Spinmaster says that they lose the license halfway through 2026. McFarlane says, I'm still going to be making DC characters no matter what.
Well, I'm going to tell you that's a follow-up to a video that Beck and I did. He's full of shit.
Yeah, he's not doing them no matter what. That's just...
He still has to sell product for the next
year and a half.
18 months.
Yeah. I have a feeling he's going to be, he'll be doing like the statues like he does for Marvel and stuff like that.
Well, so there's all those, everybody knows a guy. We've gone over this. Everybody has a guy, right? Yeah. And there's just, if he loses the master license of the WB, then he's not going to be making that stuff. He might be hopeful and trying to work something out, but there's probably he's trying to save face, right? The news dropped before ToyFair, and then somebody blatantly had him on and addressed the situation. He still has shit to sell. He still has the license next year.
So. And as long as he has it done before, the same thing happened with Fortnite with Jazzwares, because when Hasbro got the license, Jazzwares still had a bunch of Fortnite stuff that they were still pushing out there, and they were able to continue to push it out there until it was done. I think he's, again, what I'm saying is I think he's more hopeful of like the statues and stuff that aren't really toys, you know, that he's more hopeful that he'll be able to have stuff like that. But I'm telling you, I hope for everyone's sake that Mattel does start making actual 6-inch figures, but all the Masterverse stuff is 7 inches.
Yeah, the Masterverse, and then also the wrestling IPs that they have.
Yeah.
So it might make sense to kind of stay in that scale. And a lot of us would like, sure, for Batman to scale with Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
Everybody wants that. So we'll see. If they're creative and they know, I mean, the reports have been out for the last couple of years that adults are the ones buying these things, right? So if they can recognize us as the group that's ultimately purchasing this stuff, it makes sense. Or do 2 lines and offer something small like the Superpowers lines. I mean, that is the one home run I think that McFarlane did, was the Superpowers line.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, I want them to do 6-inch, but business-wise, it's smarter for them to stay 7-inch, because then, you know, you have all these McFarlane people saying, I'm out, I'm not starting over, I'm done. But if you keep the scale the same and you put out a good enough product, then these guys will sit there and be like, oh, okay, it'll still fit in my shelf, and like there's continuity.
I kind of disagree with you there, because I think there are more people that are collecting Marvel Legends that want a 6-inch DC to go along with that won't collect the McFarlane stuff, because it doesn't fit. How half the McFarlane stuff doesn't fit with each other, let alone the scale of the 6-inch figure. So I think there's a whole new audience, and especially if they're done nicely. Let's be honest. I mean, the McFarlane stuff, they're toys. I'll leave it at that. Some of the stuff looks good. The articulation is awful. You don't see many people doing photography with it. You would know, Spec. You don't see a lot of people doing photography with McFarlane, because they're like, yeah.
Well, it's inconsistent, right?
Well, there's that, but it's the big pegs. It doesn't look good. It doesn't.
Terry, do you get any McFarlane shit?
I don't buy anything from McFarlane. I buy some of the Masterverse figures, and I like them. I picked up a couple in Target to look at them the other day, and they looked weird. There was something off about them. It was like new Eternia figure. I don't know where they're at with it now. I haven't bought any in a while, but I do like those.
Okay.
Some of them look really good. Like some of the face sculpts they're dead on. Other ones, you're like, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say he's probably the most inconsistent, right? We mostly collect G.I. Joe. How many bad face sculpts have we actually gotten out of almost 200 figures? Right?
We're getting 2.
Right. Well, some people could say I could say 4. Like I wasn't a fan of Grunt's face. Like he's got that.
But it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
There's one awful. Some people say CoverGirl. I don't think so. She just has a very simple face. Falcon is awful.
Yeah.
It's so many levels. But that's the only one I say is bad.
Yeah, that was a total misstep. And the fact that it made it all the way to production, and then other collectors, we saw the face from day one. Then we saw product shots. then we saw like when the pre-orders and the packaging and everything, and every single time people were like, "It can't be that bad." It can't. No, they're fucking showing it to you.
And it was worse.
Admittedly, it is not as bad in person, but that's because it was so awful that it doesn't look. It's not as bad. Let me explain something. I had Lenny on my show, and we talked about it before that, right?
Falcon is bad.
And Baldy knows this. When you're playing the intro, you can see everyone. Like when it's your show, you can see everyone at the bottom. And at the end of my original intro, I had the 5 figures of the wave, and Falcon was in it. And I totally forgot. And I'm watching Lenny's face, and his face just like dropped. Like he even said when we were done, he goes, "I can't believe you left that picture in there." But I watched his face drop because we talked about it before then. So believe me, they don't like it either.
Yeah, and we had every time Spec talks to his kid, I think I'm gonna put him on.
Can you unmute him? You should mute everyone else and unmute him when he talks to his kid.
It's the time of day. We know you're West Coast. Did you want to unmute? No, not now.
You know,
I got a hungry kid who's trying to cook fucking scallion pancakes, and like every crinkly noise and pan bang, and you know, I was like, you can make yourself a snack, just be quiet. It's just
so CJ is saying a few here. First off, I think the Flint, and I'm not talking about the one that's coming out, but the original Flint is a great face sculpt. Right?
I think so too.
But I understand people say, well, he seems a little bit too old to be a warrant officer, whatever. Lady J, there's one YouTuber that talks how dude looks like Lady J, or Lady J looks like a man, or I forget what he says. Do you remember the O-ring? Do you remember the fucking O-ring, Lady J? This is one of the most hideous fucking figures next to Cover Girl, right? So it already looked bad, but Road Pig is the perfect example. I'm like, this is awful until I got it in hand, and it wasn't nearly as bad. The open face is still kind of dorky, but the other one looks pretty good.
Yeah,
because I saw Spec say something about that. Yeah, but I'm with them. Like it's
well, you tapped right into kind of what Terry talks about all the time about how these. So we had a chat earlier, and Terry said he could not log into Hasbro Pulse, and he kept on bitching about it and crying about it. And then I said, "You sound just like the goddamn boomers that you're always making fun of." So why don't you tell people what you think of some of the older collectors? Because I don't think none of that's private. You've talked about that before.
Oh yeah, I've talked about it publicly before. We'll get into some of that whenever we start looking at those slides, because that's where.
Let me pull the slides up, because I'm sure that a lot of people are seeing the light bounce off all of our heads, and they're wondering if we can add a little bit of a buffer here. So
my trouble with the Hasbro Pulse site earlier really hurt me because I feel that way.
Yeah, it shows your mortality. So we'll go right into some of the ToyFair shit. And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason just yet. So guys, just bear with us when we decide if we're going to continue doing this group outing. We'll get a little bit better at this. But or Terry, I'll start with you since we were talking. What do you think of this here? These are your pictures that you added. And just real quick, I guess we should thank everybody that went to ToyFair and shared their pictures. The Full Force, Toy Arc, Preternia. Can you guys think of other people that were sharing?
Toy Shiz. Action Figure Insider, I think.
Yeah, there were a lot. So there's a mix of pictures. So thank you to all you guys that were sharing. Terry, what do you think of this set here?
So I really like this set because I'm a fan of updates for the classified line. I like the OG styling, but giving modern updates to them. Mm-hmm. And this set really does a great job with that. I think with the especially the tactical gear. Face looks good and comes with plenty of accessories. I think it's a nice set.
Yeah, and I think the Full Force did this video where they kind of had Lenny there going through all the stuff, right? And some of this shit we already knew, but he was talking about how the mask comes off and you can have the mad dog and the happy dog.
Yeah, he's got the good boy and bad boy faces. The mic on I always get these two mixed up. The mic on Law's vest actually detaches, and there was a couple of other things too. Those hand signals, the ones that came with Mutt are gloved, and these are not gloved. I think Travis pointed that out the other day. I think
I noticed that too, which meant they had to redo them all.
Yeah.
And they all mean something. I did a short showing what each one meant with Mutton Junkyard.
Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people don't realize that they're actual commands, the hands, which I thought was it's kind of fun. I mean, so somebody who actually handles dogs like that, that's huge, right? Like if they want to display something and do a certain pose, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's amazing we got this far into the line, and this is the first like Joe Pro com thing that comes off, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's it's not. Well, it's not a Joe Pro. That's just
It's just a handset for a
just a
walkie-talkie.
Oh, well, then I'm just stupid.
Well, yes, we know that.
I thought it was the Joe Pro.
No, I think it's just a regular microphone so that he can talk into.
Okay.
The police have.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware what the police have.
Ask Bobby.
Bobby B.
Yeah.
It just means he doesn't like wearing an actual surveillance piece. So that one, it's got the mic and the speaker built in. So it projects as opposed to just wearing the earpiece with the separate microphone.
So if I remember correctly, Law and Order was actually a member of the Rawhides, right?
In the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, the new Joe's coming in. So maybe he's not like fully geared up as a Joe yet, and he's still in his real life gear.
Yeah. Let's go. It's funny the way we put this in here, but this, I thought we were going to look at more figures first, but the Cold Slither set was a huge surprise for a lot of people. I know the figures weren't in there, but this makes me believe they'll be here much sooner than July. So I wouldn't be shocked if, we just talked about Bobby B, that B's Battlegrounds will have this next week on an exclusive video. Right?
Why? Because he has a bunker?
Yeah. He got that bunker pretty quick, huh?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Yeah, so if anybody follows B's Battlegrounds, go over to his page when we're done. Wait till we're done, and you can see the Trench Viper and the modular set.
Did he drop the video? I just saw him drop. I just saw him on Instagram. I didn't know if he actually did the video yet.
Yep.
Yeah, the video came up a little while ago. So yeah, it's out there.
Well, he's my nemesis, so I don't watch his stuff.
I saw the pictures that he posted where he had everything laid out.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, he put the video was up about an hour or two ago.
No, so he probably has 3,000 views.
He might, which is that's great, right?
Hey, good for him.
But this surprised me. This was the big surprise for me because we all know that I've talked about liking this Cold Slither set. I loved all these Easter eggs here.
Yep.
So a lot of people seem to have missed this, that we've got, and I'm all over the place, but Gem and the holograms, that threw me off right away. I thought that was amazing that they threw that in there.
That makes me think that I could see them doing a a gem set.
Right.
Yeah, see, I was thinking the same thing.
But
It
they've
just-
got the Loyal Subjects is doing a gem set.
But dolls.
But it's
Yeah.
their property. If you
Okay.
remember, there's a company called Super 7 that was also doing ultimates of the of like the cartoon characters, and then they were like, we can make them better, so fuck you. So I can definitely see them doing a gem set. That's
Yeah,
kinda
and
cool.
what's funny is, do you guys see the second picture there? This is, I think it's pretty clever the way they did this. So that band is the rival band to Gem. They were called the Misfits.
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't know who that was.
Right. Well, they have it torn where it says the Misfits because the band the Misfits owns the trademark to that.
Yeah.
So I thought this was brilliant that they did this. And it's just a fun little Easter egg for fans.
That's
and
just my
then-
dog.
Yeah, what the frig is that?
That's Roman. That's
Well,
my
control that fucking mutt, man.
dog. Whoa, hey.
And then did you guys see this Easter egg with the Average Joes? So everybody knows the cartoon, or the episode. The Joes come out with their band at the end. But what I liked was that it's the only poster that's broken.
Yeah.
Where the glass is broken. Because it's
I
at
didn't notice that.
the old theater. Did you guys pick up on any other Easter eggs?
There was I don't remember where it's at. There is a specific date in there that is far away from everything else. So Cold Slither has all the dates and where they're playing. But there's a specific date that is like different, like it doesn't match with anything. I forget where. I didn't have it in my slides either.
So I think you're thinking of this first one to the left, right? And it's got all these dates, and it's all Easter eggs from the cartoons.
The Cold Slither, yeah.
Broca Beach, but it ends with San Diego in July,
Yeah.
which is when the SDCC is. So I thought that was clever.
What was the date though?
7/25.
Okay, so that's the day that it's going to be released, is my guess.
Yeah. But a lot of people didn't realize this. Now, I messaged some of the G.I. Joe team on this. I was thinking at first that this was finally an exclusive that's not numbered. And a lot of people are saying that it's not numbered.
Oh, could you please pull up Debo's comment here? He's surprised Glenn Danzig never went after the gem for the Misfits. He'd probably get his ass knocked out like that big fat fucking bouncer knocked his ass out. You don't know what I'm talking about. Look up Glenn Danzig gets knocked out by a bouncer, and it's hilarious.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
He pushes the guy, and then that guy just levels
Dude, I forgot all about that, man.
him.
But I saw that video a long time ago. But
I'm
yeah,
actually a
so
big Misfits fan.
Yeah, when I was going through pictures on Saturday, I zoomed in, and there's 163 right there in the corner underneath Average Joe's. So
I am hoping to be able to get this, for many reasons, but just to go over all the little Easter eggs is going to be a lot of fun.
yeah. But this leads me to believe that it is numbered. I don't think there's just a 163 spray painted in the corner. I think it's numbered. I was told by somebody at Hasbro that it's not a numbered set, and then they deleted their comment.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting.
Debo says he knows the guy that knocked him out.
There we go. I believe that because Debo's been in the scene, man.
Yes.
But listen, you guys heard it here first. It's number 163. All right, unless they erase it before it comes out, but I doubt it. What'd you guys think of this guy?
I loved it.
I love it.
I'm not sure why I just clicked on everybody's face, so we will go back to this.
I wish they would have. I wish they would have made a different character that was like the Frag Viper leader that was an android. Just because we don't have file cards to give like an actual backstory. But
See, I think we'll get file cards.
What?
I think we'll get file cards.
When?
They'll post them up.
Well, we've been waiting for quite some time. I mean, that's the whole. That's what's bothersome. They have the file cards of all these figures, or all these characters. All they have to do is change a couple things. They can leave them digital. I understand, the file language thing. I like what Lenny does. I like the fact that he made a change, but I wish he would have made like a Frag Viper that is the leader of them, and he's an android or whatever. This is just like, so there's just a bunch of androids that are Frag Vipers. And I do understand what he's saying, that they're carrying around these heavy things, but you also have Heavy Duty and Metalhead carrying around real heavy stuff too. So,
but those are big boys. But Lenny did say that the blue sash, which is a carryover from the original, so if you army build these, they designed it so that the blue sash denotes who the leader is.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Now, yeah, I think it was in Chris's video, right? The Full Force, where he gave a little more background that this is more of a cybernetically enhanced trooper.
I think so.
Yeah, he's not a full android. He's a cyborg.
Yeah. So I thought that was neat, but if you're going to have that kind of storytelling, fucking give it to us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And again, if this is going to be in the Energon universe, then everything I said kind of goes out the window. I wish they would just admit that, yes, we are working with the Energon universe. That is what the classified figures are. They're pulling from ours. We're going to pull from theirs. Retro figures, go back to the Real American Hero.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Let me do this for Blitz. He said, Baldy, leave the comments up a little longer. All of us aren't speed readers. I'm going to tell you straight up right now, I can barely read. So if I'm minimizing, I probably didn't even completely capture what was there. And what I'll do here is we'll move Spec to the top and me to the bottom. So when the comments are up, I'm getting covered and not that beautiful bald head. His head is much smoother than mine. So you guys would probably rather see that. But here we go. We'll leave some comments up. I'll try and do this better. I'm not good at this Blitz, so thanks for pointing that out. I really appreciate your help. But yeah, that's the Frag Viper.
Baldy looks a lot better now.
I do. Thank you, Rachel Salinas. And I know that's not Rachel. Not Rachel, right?
Not Rachel.
Not exactly inspired lore, take it or leave it, looks genetically altered, which is already lore established. So yeah, I mean, they try to tap into things, right? Throughout. And we'll, when we get to Crystal Ball, we can go into that a little bit. What do you guys think of Blowtorch here?
Must have, but I'm not overly like, wow, I gotta have this, or like, I can't believe they did this. It looks decent.
It looks a lot better now that we're seeing the full colors, and the unmasked head just really reminds me of the original figure. Just the side part and the red hair.
That I will agree with 100%. It really does, give that vibe of the original. I feel like looking at this, at the actual flamethrower, it looks like it's going to be hard to actually pose it with it. Bye, Spec.
No, that was me. I just removed them so that we could move. I'm still trying to learn how to move everybody around.
I don't have to remove them.
Well, here, look. He's back.
Incognito anyway.
Now he's back, see? And look. Hey, it's back. See ya. See? You see how this works?
I know how it works.
So A lot of people also notice that he's got a little limpage here. So I guess that piece is that's gonna be the complaint that we get later, right? Is that it's too top heavy on the blowtorch.
Well, does anyone have the problem with torch?
I didn't.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
Well, the question. Go ahead.
It just might be how someone plugged it in. I mean, we all saw that magazine in the M16. That's not how it actually goes. Someone put it in backwards.
Yeah, and I think that people were messing this, right?
Yeah.
So look at the knife. The knife is in the wrong spot. These were anybody could handle these for the most part. So either whoever set up the display did it wrong, or somebody was messing around with the stuff, didn't know where to put it back.
Well,
it's
the magazine,
unfortunate, but who cares?
yeah, I mean, the magazine, I mean, that gun's been used 100 times. So it's not designed wrong. Somebody just put it in wrong. I mean, believe me, many of us have done that with women too.
No, Larry, this is a family show, dude.
Yep. I didn't say anything.
What do you guys think of Darkline?
Amazing.
Looks like the O-ring.
I love it, but at the same time, I wish that we would have gotten the Darklon from the Energon comic.
Well, but we don't know, the Darklon from, I mean, you're just talking about like the unmasked.
Yeah.
Suit.
An unmasked head with this guy would have been fantastic.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I'm curious because, we haven't seen the last of him, I'm sure.
Right.
So I'm wondering if which mask he'll show up wearing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Because the product is right behind him.
Well, he's got two masks.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about if this version will show up in the comic.
Oh,
Yeah,
in the comic. I'm sorry.
Baldy can't read. He already told you.
You guys, listen, I can barely walk and chew gum. So
How much gum do you have in that beard? You get that stuck in there?
nah, it's pretty clean. I have to keep it clean because on my OnlyFigs page, I do a lot of beard play with the figures. So it's got to stay clean. And it does smell like coconut.
I thought this was a family show.
You got me. Terry, you added the slides here for the fire, for the legacy fire guy. What are they calling him?
Legacy firefighter.
Yeah,
Firefighter.
I think fire and rescue.
Okay.
Firefighter.
Well, I said fire guy.
Firefighter, yeah. With the jaws of life.
With the jaws of life and no hose.
Yeah, I think he's pretty cool, man. They've done this before.
I want to watch Specs' face because he is so pissed right now because dishes are smashing at his
Well, they killed it with this display, and we'll come back to it. But here's what you're talking about.
Yeah, they did this in like 2001 and 2003.
Yeah.
And this figure also was one very similar to this was made back in, I believe, the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. I couldn't find a good picture of it, but they've done the firefighter stuff before.
Well, I was right. It says right there, search and rescue fire guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love this. I mean, I love this for the G.I. Joe because I've heard people say like, "Well, what does this have to do with G.I. Joe?" It's like, well, there's a lot of lore to G.I. Joe that you may not know, and that's fine, right? But think about this: as a kid is walking by he's walking by the toy aisle. He sees a firefighter figure. Yeah, it's a G.I. Joe, whatever. Maybe his dad's a firefighter, his uncle, his grandfather, or the dad is, and he's like, I need to have this for my son to play with. Like, this is exactly what gets kids into a line. Yes. Unfortunately, they walk by and they see Stalker. Very few of them served in Vietnam, which is what he's based after. So That's why so many of us got into, a Real American Hero. So
Well,
this is what they're trying to do, and I have no problem with it.
You
It's world
you bring up a good point, Lawrence, because
I bring up
there
lots
is
of them.
lore before a Real American Hero, and a lot of people forget that. So
Whoa.
whoa.
Wait, no. I thought they all started at 3.75 inches.
Only when it's cold out.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's what some of these guys act like, man. They act like the original Joes don't exist or never existed. You've got this 1960s, 1964 GI Joe that was part of, they had one figure from each of the 4 branches of service, and it was all military based. And then around the mid to post Vietnam era is when you started to get Adventure Team.
Yep.
When they started to get away from all of the military stuff,
and they started to do real world,
really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then right after that, you had Super Joe, which was a slightly scaled down version. It was it was like an 8.5 inch figure, and they were not very popular because the change in scale and a couple of other things. It was more sci-fi oriented. And then just a couple of years later, we got the Shield. I mean, the GI Joe.
Yeah,
a Real American Hero. That was I've read that the comic was based off of like the whole thing was supposed to be like Shield and Hydra, and Cobra was.
Yeah, that's how Real American Hero was supposed to start. My thing is, and this is one of my biggest issues with most Joe collectors, is that when they go up on these rants or they ask dumb questions, it's like, before you start asking everyone and filling up our timeline, just do a quick Google search. And then if you can't find it, maybe start asking people. But when people are like, what does this have to do with G.I. Joe?
Wait a second. Do a what?
Google. Well, I'm sorry. Do a Yahoo search for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Lugal. Do a Lugal search.
AOL.
I still use Jeeves. But it is fucking insane that you have, just like Transformers.
You're posting on the device.
You have the power. It's in your hand.
Now, some people ask questions like that in groups just because they want to engage with other people.
Yeah.
Ask better questions.
Well, that's the other thing, Larry. You can't shit on everybody because they're asking a question.
Because if I shit on as many people as I want to, I wouldn't have a successful Monday night show. All right. Let's just say I have to pull back how many people I alienate.
What does this have to do with G.I. Joe?
Yeah, what's this got to do? I like this. I get what you guys are saying, but when you say G.I. Joe, 95% of people think a Real American Hero. Let's not be silly. And you're not wrong, because if you think of how far back G.I. goes back, 60 years, at least 40 of it is a Real American Hero. So you're right. We're wrong. You're going to expect to shut up now.
No, you're right, Dreadnought, but just like what Baldy said, this thing right here, it's the power, all right? And you can quickly go, G.I. Joe firefighter. Holy shit, look at this. Oh, and there was a police officer and a nurse. And wow, there were G.I. Joes that weren't even military.
Yeah, but when people talk about a Real American Hero, they're talking about specifically 1982 to 1994, a 12-year period. And a lot of these guys, a lot of the older Gen X guys that were into G.I. Joe then were strictly into the comics, and they stopped messing with G.I. Joe around 1986, 88. Yep. So they're looking at a real small time frame instead of the 60 years that G.I. Joe has been a thing.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of lore. And actually, when they did the 60th anniversary figures last year, I really think that they missed a great opportunity to give us those original heads. Now, whether they were flocked beards or not, but they could have given us the original heads to pop on those figures as an alternate head.
I saw somebody make some custom classified heads, and they flocked the beards and hair.
Yeah. And yeah, and there's some really creative collectors, and we're in a like a golden age of 3D printing where people can make what they want, right? Spec, you just made those pieces the other day. He's got that in advance of Cold Slither, and then Terry makes product. And
I like Woody 222's comment down here. There actually are older guys that are making videos on YouTube. They have their own Facebook groups and everything, specifically for the 12-inch Joes from the 60s. It's still very much alive and well. There's people that go to one of the toy shows that I'm at every single one of these Kentucky shows, and like there's guys there that do all kinds of stuff. Like there's one guy that makes custom outfits and all kinds of stuff for him.
So Woody, I love you. You buy more stuff than anyone, but you have no social media, so you have no idea if a 70-year-old has a Facebook group, or they have the Instagram, because you have nothing.
no, Woody and I are the last two people in the G.I. Joe AOL chat room.
You have Facebook and Instagram. Woody does not.
He
When I want to
does
get a hold of
not.
Woody, I actually have to text him. There's no other way to get a hold of him.
Look, Ted had his brother's 60s Joes. So they're out there.
So what did Bobby B say? People are trying to say that it's some. I don't know. They're trying to say that he said something, and I'm sure it's just more mumbo jumbo.
Right here. He said Blitz 0065. Oh, wait, I'm doing this wrong. Hold on. He's in here somewhere. I saw him, but like I said, I can barely
scroll up.
How's that? Is this it?
It's like handing a boomer a smartphone.
Look, and then we got Spec doing like a mime impression in the corner. People are just making up whatever dialogue he's saying.
Talking to my wife, thank you very much.
Well, go ahead, turn off your mic, talk to your wife, and we'll make up dialogue. Whoa, shit. I wasn't expecting that. All right, so we'll give you this. Spec, can you read B's Battlegrounds?
Monster Force was smooth with the inclusion of their head swaps, Dr. Venom, the Generals, Cabal, etc. And I absolutely agree with him.
Well, yeah, you run his fan page, so of course you agree with him.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have Big Ben, you can swap the head with an Operation Monster Force.
Ooh, nice. So
they
play nice.
What?
I'm gonna have to get some of the Monster Force figures.
Oh, they're good.
I held off, and then Fresh Monkey had a small table at the Geekin' Out toy show a couple months ago, and I went up and said hey, and I finally broke down and got a couple, and they're good. The amount of stuff they put in them to accessorize and customize, and
if you did mirror, you would know where to put that thing.
I'm gonna shove it up your ass.
You might like that.
Yeah, I know it.
Can't wait to watch this guy shelf warm so that I can get some nostalgia.
Speaking of nostalgia, here you go, Terry. This is so guys, we're completely out of order. We were going to do the misses and the hits and our top picks, but you know, F it at this point. We'll figure it out later. This is Terry's top pick right here from ToyFair.
Yeah, absolutely my top pick. I love the character and I love the figure. Apparently he is going to be Walmart exclusive and is part of the Energon line.
To the Walmart part. To the Walmart part.
How will Travis get him now?
Yeah, Travis is banned from Walmart.
He got unbanned.
How do you get banned from? Like I got banned from Applebee's, but that makes sense.
But that involved how much alcohol?
Yeah. Walmart doesn't involve alcohol.
Got everything, man.
When Walmart's like, we have your IP address, you cannot order from us again. Also, we have the log of all the times you called.
Now, here's the thing. So look at the shit show that we have here, right? We were going to talk about Crystal Ball, and the next picture is Breaker. This is where we need a producer backstage.
I could have just uploaded on my slides from last night.
Yeah, that's probably. Well, you know what? We all made choices, and you chose to pay attention when you were at work today, right?
I didn't realize I can just show them. Till now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, if I do the present, it pulls up my slides.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I didn't realize it until we had started talking. But you put so much work into this.
There was very little work. Listen, I appreciate everybody that's here watching with us, but family and work comes first, and I did not realize how much time it takes to load this shit. So now I know it's a learning curve. So now I know for next time.
I'm out in 10 minutes.
All right, yeah, my mom will be home soon. So let's go.
Quickly, Profit. Yes, Walmart is very organized that they will ban people if you harass them over the phone and shit. Because I'd heard about it from other things that people have done. So it's not just Travis that got banned from Walmart.
No, I mean, and if you go in the store just wearing Depends, you can't do that. Like they kick you right out.
You got to have a shirt and flip flops on.
You have to have something on. All right, so I guess we'll go through some of this stuff. Breaker. A lot of people were pissed off today that they couldn't get Breaker.
Don't fucking get me started, all right?
Well, get started because some of you guys got to leave and my mom will be home.
So one thing, this was not a Pulse exclusive. This was a Target exclusive. So when Pulse put some stuff up there, you can get it, all right? But you go to Target. I know it's sold out on Target. There is a street date. It is July 20th. They will be all over the fucking place. You will walk into Target and they will be trying to give them away because they're going to be in clearance probably the next fucking.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Was these things are going to be on clearance within like a week of them hitting the site?
Yeah.
Dude, when the first Breaker and Ram came out, it came out that people were getting it the week before, right? Because they were using Pop Finder.
Yes.
It came out that Sunday on sale for half off. And then there was also like some sort of coupon to get another $50 off. So if you bought multiples. So by Tuesday, I had like 8 of these things for a fraction of the cost.
They were on clearance for like $12 for some reason.
Yeah, when they came out.
Grunt was also mislabeled for like 2 fucking weeks for $12.50.
No, $11.99.
Was it $11.99?
People were getting them for $5 at one point, I think.
That's right.
The Crimson Viper was $12.50.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
This is the second time I've heard of this. Breaker is available for all Canadian fan channels. Everyone who wanted one got one.
Yes.
No, not the fan channel thing. Canada. Is Canada a real place?
Yes, I can see it from here.
It is real. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
it's only going to be real when they add it to the flag as the 51st star.
Okay, because I keep hearing people talk about it. I thought it was only in Harry Potter.
Well, first off, let's get one thing straight. They're not adding a star. They're adding Canada as a state, and they're leveling Ohio to take away that as a state. So now we'll be able to, we don't have to change anything. And we get rid of Ohio. Win-win.
Yeah. We're not getting rid of Ohio. That's a rumor. It's just becoming a parking lot.
Yes, it's gonna be the Autobahn.
Yeah. So
Toledo is gonna become part of Michigan, so we can have the Jeep plant. Cincinnati can become part of fucking Kentucky. There's Sandusky for people that like rides and shit. Everything else, fucking level. Other than Hella Dope Toys, they'll just be there by themselves.
Yeah, we got to keep the Jeep plant so they can keep screwing up paint jobs.
Listen, I haven't said this yet, and I'll say it once. If you like this show, if you like the content, you can like and subscribe or don't. Like the fact that we're even here. So like it's up to you. I mean, hit the up button, the down button, whatever, the thumb. It's okay. We're gonna live our lives with or without the likes.
If I don't get 30 likes and 5 super chats, I'm done.
Well, everybody's on your channel right now. So can you guys all leave Punk's channel? Don't even go to mine. Don't even go to Terry's. Go to ToyOptics.
Just you can open up a window of all 4 of them.
Oh, you can?
Do I have 0 viewers right now? Is that what it is?
No, I have no idea.
You can see it. You see in the top. If you highlight it, you'll see where they're all coming from.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I can't see it. No,
ToyOptics.
You're
ToyOptics is in the lead right now.
What? No way. I started mine late.
Well, I mean, if we're going by lowest number, right?
Oh, lowest number.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Is it 0?
No, it's you've got 3 times that amount. Wait, that doesn't make sense. So obviously I'm not good at math. You have 3.
Okay, I'll take 3.
Take 3. And guys, you guys can leave my channel and go over to ToyOptics, to the Island Viper. Right now, Lawrence is in the lead. Lawrence, do you want to know how many?
I have 45 watching.
Okay.
I always keep it up.
Snake Eyes was a fan channel exclusive.
Here's Snake Eyes right here with the Coca-Cola polar bear. What do you guys think of this?
Fucking $65.
$65. Oh, I heard that one too all fucking day.
I think I'm the outsider. Like, I thought it was gonna be more, so I was pleasantly surprised and happy with the price.
This should have been $8.99, like 1989.
I think I got it right here. This is just proof that the line is fucking dead. Okay. If they're selling a $40 polar bear and he doesn't even come with a 6-pack of Coca-Cola, it makes no fucking sense, man. The line is dead. It's over. Guys, just start selling your shit off. It's done.
Stay tuned because I'm going to have an auction right after this to get rid of my lines or my G.I. Joes, and I will be jumping on to another product. You guys can decide which one.
Well, the fact that I moved slides so jarringly, I'm not sure where to go back to. Here, I was close. There we go. So $65 for this. Spec, you were the only one not surprised.
I wasn't surprised.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. I actually thought that it would come in closer to like $54.
That's what I would. But Emily did say that it's going to have its own price point, and she's absolutely correct. If 65.
It's another repaint. Nobody asked for this.
I mean, I don't know why, but I was thinking 80, 75, 80. So 65 is good for me. I mean, the thing is like somebody put there, like, why am I paying $20 more for another animal pack? And it's like, that's not a tiny little dog that's going to get a lot of reuse.
No.
Amongst other animal packs. That thing's 2.5, 3 times the size of said dog.
Yeah, it's 9 inches tall.
Yeah. Plus,
and
it has.
Why we're getting another Snake Eyes? It's integral to the Mass Device story,
right?
And then,
the extra $10 is not for the polar bear at all. It's for the glow in the dark hands.
Yeah.
So the only thing I wish they would have done with this is I wish they would have given a set of trigger hands that were the same color of his suit. So if someone bought it and they're like, I like the way this figure looks and I like the polar bear, but I don't care about the Mass Device and I don't like the ungloved hands, then they could do that. Yeah,
but you can just take the black gloved hands from the retro.
But again, he's not, he's blue. That's all I'm saying. But you're absolutely right. There's other gloved hands that we could, that we can use.
And
that's
BaldyLockz
amazing.
sells the hand pack, right? So you can.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Stands fit these.
Some of them do. I was looking at that pack. First of all, I don't care what you say about BaldyLockz, like him or not, but he has made some interesting choices with the hand packs and the head packs.
Hold on. Let me go check his Instagram. Oh shit, that's right. He has me blocked. I can't see it. So,
Dude, I have you blocked.
but I don't give a shit. You don't make anything.
There. He's got you blocked.
He has me blocked on both my channels and my personal one. Even though I don't tag him in anything, add him in anything, hashtag him in anything.
Oh, I met him on Sunday. He was a sweetheart.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Yeah, I thought he was a sweetheart. So
I'm sure.
all right, let's go to this guy. How much?
$100.
I think 80, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 100.
And who's
I
left?
think you're probably
Larry?
right on like 65 to 80.
I've been saying 100. I'm starting to think maybe 75. But I'll stick with 100.
I can get.
All right, so I'll be honest with you guys. I thought no figure. It was just going to be $54 again with like same as the Trouble Bubble, because it's technically a vehicle. It's the first small vehicle that we're not getting a figure with it. So I was thinking the price point of 54, but if you look at this picture, look at how freaking huge that is.
Yeah, it's 12 inches tall.
Yeah. It's like getting the armor bot from Star Brigade all over again.
Yeah, so like I'm wrong, obviously, and with the price of Snake Eyes and the polar bear, I'm definitely wrong. So it can't be $100.
Well, okay, so Matthew has a very sound theory that the Hulk Smasher is like $60 or $70, whatever it is, and that has like a figure or whatever in licensing. But again, we know the G.I. Joe follows no real rhyme or reason. Like, hey, here's the 3-pack, it's $90. Well, that makes no sense because they should be 75 at most because that's how much a regular figure is. Somehow you jack the price up.
All right, I gotta go. See you guys later.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks for having me, and thank you all for watching tonight.
Sorry we didn't get to your he didn't hear me anyway. Yeah, it's just we're getting prices all over the place, and I'm not sure if I missed a few here, but like here's Matthew here, or could be Spec because nobody has ever seen you guys together. Snake Armor 60 to 80.
Well, that is not exactly true. There is a picture of them two together.
There is.
God.
And I
There
find
we go. I'll have to find the photo.
we all have it.
I
somewhere.
honestly forgot about it. I think it'll be 80. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 100. I think when you talk about, I mean, the 3-pack was PulseCon. Was it a PulseCon exclusive?
Well, the Viper one wasn't, and that was $90.
No, the Viper one wasn't $90, was it?
It was. Yeah, it was. And their 2-pack figures are $55. They should be $45 because you buy more, you know, that's how it should be. But yeah, the Crimson Strike team was $90, so was the Viper one, and it didn't sell that well.
It didn't. But like, I mean, the Crimson Strike, Crimson, whatever it was, the Twins and the Baroness, the Crimson team.
That's what you said.
Yeah. Well, I got it confused because of the 788 Fire team. But anyway, like part of that 90 is the packaging. You're paying for that premium packaging design with all the shit that they did for it. I would bet money that that's part of their justification for the higher.
Okay. We got, dude, I'm way behind on the comments. Sorry, guys. It's probably not happening, all the comments. Let's go to the next slide here.
Here.
What do you got?
Well, you have to share it. I can't do the thing.
Oh. Well, why is his chin distorted?
Because I had an angle. But this is what's funny. In spec, I'll let you decide on this. So Adam Shark Eyes made this really quick during one of my live streams. This looks more like Shark Eyes, not the Matthew one. That one clearly looks like Matthew. But the spec one looks more like Shark Eyes than spec, does it not?
I see it now. I see what you're saying.
I'm like, why did Shark Eyes put himself in there? But then he showed the picture and like you could find a better picture like with his face.
He was rushing to appease you.
No one else did it. So all right, that was it. So there's this. I got to get off here because it is an ugly ass fucking picture.
Oh man, yes, DJ Mr. McFly. Yes, we were talking about Breaker. I think we all got it right.
I did not get it from Pulse because I totally forgot, but I did get it from Target.
Yeah, it went up on Target at like 2 a.m.
But it's going to be available.
Yeah,
it goes on sale. Street date is July 20th. Show up at Target on July 20th and just ask for it, and
but
I can get it for you.
The only counterpoint, and I think that I think you're right because it's a single figure, is we all thought the same, and there's always that one weird one that like slips through the cracks, and the tiger paw, right? Like, wow, everybody's gonna be able to get the tiger paw. It'll be great. It'll be easy. And then all of a sudden, it was like no Target was showing that they had it in stock, if they even did have it, or it was on a U-boat, and then people were like, I didn't get it, and people like, for whatever reason, it just became really hard to find.
Somehow, Krusty, he missed Breaker. He also missed Snake Eyes and only got the polar bear. I'm not sure how the hell he did that, but whatever.
He lives in Canada. He should be able to get Breaker. I hear they're all over the place.
Breakers everywhere.
We were told this.
I'm okay with this ketchup and mustard pack. It has to do with the mass device. Are you guys getting more divers?
I'm getting these.
I'll get one set.
All right, one set of these nuts.
This is a crazy thing. If you don't like something, don't fucking buy it.
Wait a sec. Is that a choice?
It doesn't work that way, Larry. It just doesn't work that way.
Larry, come on, man. Now you're talking crazy.
Next thing, you're going to have a YouTuber who doesn't even collect the line just bitching about it left and right.
Interesting.
Are there those?
There's always a first, right?
Dude, listen, this is the last time I'm not throwing Terry under the bus here, but these slides are all over the effing place. But I also said I would clean it up, and I didn't do my portion. So what do you guys think? This was a surprise. We got Quick Kick with a shirt on and shoes. So now he can finally get service at any restaurant. What do you guys think of this?
I thought this was a great surprise, and I really like the design on both of them.
I mean, this was my biggest complaint, was that Quick Kick should have been on a retro card, and now they're finally got him. I did add some pictures here. I'm not a fan of the mask.
I'm not either, but I'm never going to use it.
No, and I think that Lenny said in the Full Force video that it's
reused.
Kind of funny. He's saying Quick Kick took the mask from one of the Cobra guys, from one of the Cobra ninjas.
Yeah, it's that mask, isn't it?
But since when is Quick Kick like the Predator taking fucking trophies on the field? You know what I mean?
By wearing shoes.
I guess.
Don't ask questions that there's no answers for.
I don't know. I do like this set though. I think Quick Kick looks great. I'm okay with Beachhead. Like, it's cool. He's dark, like the darker colors, but
I like the grid pattern on his shirt and everything.
yeah.
I have to see that in person because the grid is throwing away from everything. I'm not a big fan of that, but maybe once I see it in person, I'm going to feel a little bit different. That's the only thing I don't really like about the Beachhead.
Todd, what are you trying to say here? He's shirtless on the vest?
No, he's shirtless, but there's a vest over him. But
No,
I don't think
he's got a
wife
Tank
beater.
top on.
Yeah, he just got done beating his wife.
The room went silent.
Yeah, the room went to listen. And then I had Terry's picks at the end here. So we're back to Crystal Ball, but is this a peg warmer?
It's Walmart, so no.
No.
It's a Walmart exclusive. So unless if it's Lady J on a retro card, it's not a peg warmer.
Well,
No,
but Tiger Force, or not Tiger Force, Night Force, Tunnel Rat, and Shooter, like you could get those for $10-15 all day over Black Friday.
But
Yeah.
I've never seen them on the shelves.
True, neither have I.
You know, just like all those people that found the Ram Cycle on clearance at Walmart. I never saw it.
At Walmart?
Yeah, the Ram Cycle with
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Oh,
People found
yeah.
that at clearance.
I have never seen a Walmart exclusive G.I. Joe, with the exception of the first wave of retro.
Yep.
At Walmart.
Me neither.
Oddly enough,
Travis has never either because he's not allowed to go in there.
the only one that I actually saw, and it was just once, I saw 2 Range Vipers on the shelf. And that was, I saw it once, and nobody else ever said they saw them there, so I'm assuming they were returns. But they weren't clearance price, they were regular price.
Evil Dookie.
What, this here? Wow. Yeah, I think this one's a winner. Maybe it online peg worms or something. I don't think so. I think he's a great looking figure. He's one of my top picks to come
I think
out.
it looks good. I mean, I do think it really looks good. I don't think it's nearly as as good as Raptor is, where they changed it that much. But I think Crystal Ball looks better.
Mhm.
But he still looks like the original figure. He's still a dumb hypnotist, man.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like a fun figure to me. I guess we'll find out. We'll
I'm
see.
getting them. Don't get me wrong.
Well, you have to get all of them.
I know. We've already discussed this.
G.I. Joe numbered figures are basically Pokemon. You gotta get them all. I mean, that's all there is to it.
I wish Lenny would just be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we did number them just so you guys would buy them." Just,
dude, it's a smart marketing move. I don't care if you like it or not. It is smart marketing.
Black Series does the same thing, don't they?
What's that?
Black Series does the same thing, don't they? They number them in the different waves
in the sub series. So
yeah.
Per whatever Andor, Mandalorian,
yeah,
Rebels.
Yeah, I think I've seen the numbers, but I don't really collect them. So we're all over the place here. There was one topic I wanted to touch on, and we barely have any pictures of the retros. But there's one specific that I wanted to talk about, and I'm just gonna go through this. There it is. So listen, I know this is Super 7, right? And the contention is that the new retro cards are possibly AI generated. Everybody knows a guy who says that they're definitely like made by a human.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
they're
hold on.
made by a human who prompts it in.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's not an extra finger there.
Yes,
Through
there
the
is.
trigger guard is the same color as.
Nope. Listen, I can't zoom in right here, but you guys go and pull this picture up. I looked. I zoomed in as much as I could. Yes, I agree with you. I thought it was the flame effect coming through the pistol, but it's a finger.
Okay. Well, let's just put it this way. Even if it's not, the art still sucks. Still sucks, right? But I don't know. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that which is even more idiotic if he doesn't have a finger, on the trigger. But
Right.
why doesn't he have a 6-shooter?
Why does he have? I mean, he's got a 6-shooter, right? Six fingers. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
That's what they gave him a 45, but they're like, he needs a 6-shooter. We'll give him 6 fingers.
Here's your 6-shooter.
If you guys want more of this, please let us know, and maybe we'll do. Are we gonna do this a weekly, or what are we doing?
Listen. Let's leave it up to the chat. Should we? We're thinking about coming up with a Tuesday show, whether it's monthly, bi-weekly, or possibly weekly. But if you guys like bald heads, tune in tomorrow night to A Toy Kind of Mood. But we're also thinking about doing this type of show on Tuesdays, and we will clean it up. We will tighten up the ship and come up with, you know what I think it is, Lawrence? I think it's less pictures, more topic, and have some fun that way.
I'm putting a poll up right now. Should we make this a weekly show? We have yes, and then we have no. And then we have you guys are stupid. We'll put that in there.
Yeah, I like that.
You guys are stupid.
Dumb. If you guys read the description of the show, you can tell that we are very self-deprecating guys.
All right, poll is up on my channel, so please go over there. Let's see. Oh, it's coming in quick here. 50% say yes. Oh, 40% say yes now. Dude, this is like watching fucking crypto right now.
Wait, are you able to pull that up, or are you able to teach me how to do it next time?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is real easy. The problem is you can only put a poll on your own.
Yeah,
that sounded like that totally came out wrong.
Just a lot of talking about polls.
More people think we're stupid than they don't want this weekly. But weekly is winning right now with a 53% with 15 votes.
But us being stupid isn't really an answer. Maybe it's the stupidity that they like.
Yeah, I think so.
It could be that. I mean, listen.
I'm picking. I'm assuming that you guys are stupid is a yes.
Okay. All right.
Who are the 12% that said fucking no? Fuck you.
Did you guys see this one with Chaz? I meant to put this in with the snake eyes, but Chaz, the guru.
Wait, did he have the polar bear in it?
Yeah, it's right there in the corner.
I didn't notice they had the polar bear in the picture, but I did see the picture.
And it's up. Like I've seen Spec do this poolside. Oh man. Yeah, so, listen, what else did we miss? We missed so many things. There's Breaker again.
Breaker looks really good. And I do love the addition of the bubble gum. It's just something really small that they threw in that a lot of people remember from the cartoon.
And he is the first figure that has the sweat feature. If you in the back, right in his back, you can put water in his back. Or water in his back, and when you lift his arm up, perspirant comes out. Did you know about that? No? Yeah, I'm getting crickets. This is the stupid portion.
So here's the other question. If we do this weekly, next week should we all do it next to the kitchen sink while our kids do the dishes?
We'll get some
I'm
flack.
trying to keep it muted in between.
It's okay. I have a dog that was making all kinds of noise.
Yeah, we had to hear your dog jingle while he was licking his nuts.
Hey. But we all love Roman.
Well, you know, I think there was so much that came out of this that maybe the next time we do this, we can spend a dedicated couple minutes to what our actual top picks, because Spec, I do have the one with Void Rivals in here. This was a nice surprise that came out of ToyFair. Nobody saw this coming. It's an O-ring set, Jetfire, and do you know those two characters, Spec?
Yeah, the name's Solila is the one in the green, and I think it's Darak, Darak in the yellow jacket. It's a great series. It's the first series that started off the whole Energon universe,
right?
And it's had crossover with both Transformers and GI Joe in its own kind of unique, weird way. And it's just well done. It's sort of like Enemy Mines, right? So it's like two warring planets, and they all have to keep their faces covered and wear these helmets. And you kind of find that they're more similar than they aren't similar. So why are their planets being kept to fighting each other? Why are they enemies? And so it's this whole discovery of that, and and these two characters are kind of at the center of it.
So it's kind of like the conflict between Canada and Ohio right now.
Well, I was going to go with Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, but
that's my only political thing I'm ever going to say.
Let's be a little more realistic. Ohio versus Canada.
That's more realistic.
That's a little more realistic. Let's stay on point.
Let's be honest. Ohio has more guns than all of Canada.
that could be true, but Canada has more maple than anybody.
Okay, that's true.
That's true. So,
but
I didn't get to add my one picture of my biggest surprise. Do you guys want to see?
This was Terry's, by the way.
What's that?
This was Terry's pick.
Yes, that was. I thought it was your pick. Oh no, you sent the one. So here I added yours and mine right next to each other. That's mine, and you can't really tell, but I just clicked, and that's yours.
Okay.
The pictures didn't load for some reason, so I wasn't able to add our biggest surprises. But what were your
biggest surprises?
It wasn't so much a surprise, but I was excited that they showed for Transformers. They showed Vortex, the Combaticon.
Yeah,
and it's a really great mold, and it's showing that not only are we going to be getting Devastator and Superion, but we're also going to get Bruticus. And so like they're going whole hog on giving us like great G1 combiners re-engineered.
Well, guys, the chat too. Listen, I messed up. I didn't add the right. The slides just wouldn't load. So if you close your eyes, this is what they look like.
Because the pictures aren't all over social media anyway.
My biggest surprise was the NECA or NECA, whatever you call it, the Jaws.
The game.
Game. It's from the 70s. We can get into that another time, but that was a pleasant surprise for me. I actually have a nice memory with family members playing that game when I was very young. So I thought that was a lot of fun. But listen, I can hear jingling upstairs. My mom is back she came back from church, but she went out and she walked all the cats. And I can hear them coming in right now. I hear all the jingling. So I think we're going to wrap it up. And we should just end it now that Punk left the screen.
Say hi. Right there. Say hi. All right.
That was cool. Scott, you're right. He does put peanut butter somewhere on his body.
Just a little, like, right up under the stash.
Guys, thanks for hanging out. Larry's going to tell us what the end of the poll is.
The poll is with 24 votes, 62% say yes, 8% say no, and 29% say you guys are stupid.
Thank you, guys.
Accurate.
All right, we're out of here. And it'll take 30 seconds to end, so just keep waving.